All right, staying in college lacrosse. Earlier this month, the Colonial Athletic Association announced that every Olympic sport, including men's and women's lacrosse, would be played in 2021, with playing at least the minimum number of games in order to remain an NCAA-sanctioned sport, as well as their so-called flexible schedule. That would allow teams to play other conference opponents more than once or no conference games at all. Just gives them the ability to schedule how they see fit and to do it safely. And now we have details on postseason tournaments and what it's going to look like for lacrosse. Well, every team this coming year in the spring in the CAA tournament will make it. That's 6 on the men's side, 7 on the women's side. Here's a snapshot of how it all sets up. The men's tournament spans from May 4th through the 9th, culminating in that championship game, which will be at Hofstra. The women's tournament will start on April 30th and is a little bit more complicated due to the odd number of teams earlier this month. Commissioner Joe D'Antonio spoke about the league's efforts to make sure everything is played next season.
We ultimately came down on the fact that this season is just going to be different. Everybody needs to mentally come to grips with the fact that 2021 is not going to be the same as it normally is. We are very hopeful that within our conference, that what we've done in terms of trying to be very innovative in looking at ways in which we can save resources to hopefully allow our student athletes to have an opportunity. I'm not going to say it's a perfect opportunity by any stretch, but to have an opportunity to compete in 2021, have an opportunity to compete for the AQ opportunity in the NCAA, and also ensure that their sport remains part of the culture of their institution as we go forward. We're optimistic that this plan that we've put in place allows for those scenarios to continue to occur.
So let's take a closer look at the men's tournament here. All 6 teams, UMass, Fairfield, Hofstra, Drexel, Delaware, and Towson, they make the field regardless of the regular season record or number of conference games played. The top 2 teams will get a bye into the semifinals, while the quarterfinals will be the number 3 against the number 6 seeds, and then 4 versus 5. Those games will be played at the site of the higher seed on Tuesday, May 4th. Those winners then advance to the semifinals at Hofstra on Friday, May 7th, with a championship game also at Hofstra on Sunday, May 9th. Usually, it would be the highest seed in the tournament would get to host the tournament. Instead, they just made it a neutral site. It will be at Hofstra. The women's tournament will be divided into 2 groups. The North has Hofstra, Drexel, Delaware, and Towson. They'll play the quarterfinals and semis at Drexel starting April 30th, and then the semifinals on May 2nd. The team that comes out of that will play the championship game. The South Division has James Madison, Elon, and William & Mary. The 2 and 3 seeds play in one quarterfinal, while the semifinal will be on the 2nd. Those games are all at William & Mary, and then regardless of who advances, James Madison will be the host for the championship game. That'll happen either on May 7th, 8th, or 9th.